Angel Feather is really one of the few clans that really got me to like the premium format, and honestly, it's been a really fun time. A lot of people would gravitate towards Gavrael, mainly because it's super straightforward, and Malkuth Malik is also one of the few well-known decks. But a lot of people are missing out on one of Angel Feather's strongest and overall build-friendly decks, and that's Nociel. This video is to showcase Nociel as an archetype. I won't be discussing the deck that I prefer to run, more of what you can refer to when building for Nociel. So no new strides and G cards. I'll make a deck showcase with the new cards some other time. The deck centers around the V-Series variant of Nociel by making your front row have huge numbers when swinging towards your opponent. And for an aggressive deck, you surprisingly have a good control over your hand's quality and size. But before that, I need to talk about essentials. Scaling Angel. In my opinion, a really good card for any Angel Feather deck that wants soul and the ability to put some key pieces into your damage zone. Not only it's a nice first ride, you can actually do some pretty good combo plays by adding things in like a specific card that can give you power back to your damage zone. Jophiel. I would say this card brings up a new type of tech in Angel Feather as a whole. It can prevent your opponent from healing if you have enough copies to activate and give you the freedom to put things from damage back to hand. Okay, now Jophiel, the most powerful grade 2 in the clan. This basically is a staple in any Angel Feather deck right now. Always a 4-of in this deck. Now the grade 2 Nociel. This card can basically tutor any Nociel in the clan. From triggers to right targets, you can literally get anything that can answer the situation. But it's got the heart once per turn clause, so keep that in mind too. Sariel, okay, it's like an Angel Feather's equivalent to Columbard, but it's not as good. You can tutor anything from the deck to damage. Now V Love Sniper Nociel. This card is the third most important card in the main deck. Although you probably only use it maybe once or twice in the entire game, this allows you to ride down back to your grade 2. And knowing the experience with Nightmare Dolls currently in the meta, it's strong in some matchups. Now this is the most important card in the deck. This allows you to play around damage deny and allows you to tutor Nociels at the cost of just a soul. Highly recommend you to put this at 4, and it works really well with your stride turns. Now this is the second most important card in the deck. This basically gives your deck the power it needs to swing for lethal amounts of power. Now I would argue this would be Angel Feather's best first stride currently. Not only it gives you multi-attack, but it doesn't give you face down damage like Gabriel Eden does. Basicel is pretty much a self-explanatory stride. It's a finisher that can force your opponent to guard with a lot of cards and can extend you damage. Well, that's pretty much the essential cards that you need to know about this deck, or just the archetype in general. Now I'm just going to show you the deck. So I'm running 4 Holy Seraphs and 3 Love Snipers. You want to see Holy Seraph a lot, so 4 is pretty much the optimal amount. 3 Love Snipers because you only need to see this once or maybe even twice per game. So I'm running 4 Jophiels, 3 Nociels, 3 Sariels, and 2 8-Roid Zanes. 4 Jophiel is pretty much the way in most decks. 3 Nociel because we're running Sariel as well. Both of them can tutor things out of the deck, except Nociel can only tutor Nociel specific units, whereas Sariel can tutor pretty much any normal unit in the deck. And I'm also running 2 8-Roid Zanes because it's a free board pop. I don't run Freezing Grantor because soul in this deck is super scarce, but if you want to run that, by all means. So for the grade 1s, I'm running 4 Jophiel, 4 Scaling Angel, 1 Hanoli, and 1 grade 1 PG. These top 2 cards are perfect ride targets. One gives you the ability to recycle hand, and the other one swaps cards from your damage to hand. Not only that, Nociel technically is your pseudo mulligan engine. You get a delayed gratification to be able to get a +1 to hand at the end of turn, and you get to prevent your opponent from healing in the early game. I'm also running one Honolulu. Since Angel Feather can tutor it out, might as well just run it for some certain matchups. And last but not least, I'm running one Grade 1 PG. But I don't run this one specifically, I run this one. This is also a good ride target if you did not get another Grade 1 to ride, since you do get the discard and draw. Another reason why I'm running this is because of Ichikishima. And you can put it back from the drop zone back to your damage zone with Scaling Angel. So once you put it back to the damage, Jafkel and Nociel can put it back to your hand. I don't care what other people say, running 4 Happy Bells is the way to go if you're running Aggro Nociel. It's basically 6 free triggers for your front row. Just run it at 4. Alright, time for triggers. I'm running 4 Heal Guardians, 3 Stride Crits, 3 Soul Crits, 3 Draw PGs, 2 of these Unlocking Crits, and 1 Cray Elemental Overtrigger. Alright, so the 4 Heal Guardians are self-explanatory. You would really want this against your heavy Grade 2 game matchups. 3 Stride Crits because striding is really good. 3 Soul Crits because having that 1 draw is pretty nice. And you get some soul with this. 3 Draw PGs because it is a Nociel target, so you get to tutor it out whenever you want it or not. 2 Unlocking Crits because Link Joker matchups are really not fun to fight against. And last but not least, I'm running Albaria because I want 2 targets for me to get the 100 million power. And Angel Feather can pretty much deck you out really fast. Which is why, in my opinion, the Keter Sanctuary Overtrigger isn't really that useful here. As for your gift markers, you always want to go Protect 1. A lot of clans can literally 0 to 6 you easily with huge amounts of power and critical on their units. The simplest answer for that is Perfect Guards. Alright, for your strides, I'm running 2 Nociel, 2 Basicel, 1 Gavrael Eden, 2 copies of Black Seraph Gavrael, 2 base Raphael, and 1 Raphael Mitra. Nociel is easily your first and sometimes your second stride. The card not only gives you the ability to play aggressive with multi-attack, but it can also activate on-play skills, so you can get an extra damage check from a Jafkel, or you can reuse your Grade 3 Holy Seraph Nociel and get yourself another Happy Bell during your battle phase. One really niche combo that I like to do would be using your Stride skill to recall Jafkel and the Grade 3 Holy Seraph Nociel, and set yourself by getting a draw PG from the deck to damage. And then you can use your Jafkel to put it to hand. So that way it's a free PG during the times you need it. I don't really put Basicel at 2 for any apparent reason, I just feel like it's good at 2. 1 Gavrael Eden, it's really there as a big red button to finish the game when you don't have enough resources but still want to pressure your opponent. You can honestly change it for anything. 2 Black Seraph Gavrael is there for a situation where you know your deck is thin enough but you haven't seen any triggers come out. The Raphaels are pretty self-explanatory, they heal you. One just heals 1 and the other heals 2. Alright, finally, your G-Guards. I'm running 1 Dismal because you want to save your Grade 4 Nociel targets. Jafkel here is your main target for Dismal. 3 Suriels because checking damage triggers is really funny. 1, what do you call this, Elilith? Is there as your biggest shield and another way for you to build GB count, and Parashell is just there for your flip fodder, but it's really nice to have sometimes. The deck can perform super well if you know how to keep your tempo in check. You have to understand that you need to juggle with setting up your damage zone with Happy Bells and also manage your rear guards to make sure that your Grade 4 Nociel has targets to bounce and recall. The deck list that you've seen just now can be tweaked in so many ways, so you are free to change it however you want. You don't have to follow the list exactly, it's merely just a guideline for you to refer to if you don't know where to start. I want to see more Angel Feather players in Premium, because frankly, there really isn't enough of us.